So we talk about how Meghan Markle has nice hair. Hello everyone, it's Eurovision season again. I cannot believe it's almost a year since last year Eurovision. I was quite happy with last year results. My number one and number two was my favorite back then, and also but my favorite song was actually Maps by Leslie Roy. For some reason, and last year I didn't make a lot of videos in regard of Eurovisions because last year was such a hell when it comes to working life. And right now I've been moving to a new workplace, and yeah, still busy as usual, but still Eurovision is still exciting for me. So if there is a time that I will talk about it, so I will talk about it. So the first song that I would like to talk about is Konstrakta from Serbia. The song called In Corpore Sano. But I'm not going to react to this because I already watched the video. So instead, I offer you my analysis when it comes to the song and how I feel about In Corpore Sano. I feel like people don't really expect Konstrakta to win, in the national finals of Serbia because they already had favorites to win before, and then it's quite shocking when it is someone they did not expect to win and win the whole thing and represent their country. This is one of the impressions that I got after watching Konstrakta national final. And people seem really confused about it and really conflicted about the performance because it's unusual, and they don't really understand what was going on. And even some of the reactors like quite easily judging the performance because they thought the lyrics was quite bad if it is translated. And then I realized, there are a lot of lyrics from your own language does not necessarily need to be translated. It can be translated, of course, but you cannot understand. You're not necessarily understand what's going on, on translated versions, especially if you are going to translate some things that good in other people language too, and then you try to read the literal translation of it. I think it's not going to work, and I get it why a lot of foreigners or people like me probably feel quite off when the first time we listen or watch the performance. But it's all changing. I really like the performance because it's theatrical, it's different. It's different kind of. First time I was watching it, of course I was quite confused, because it's the first time you're watching it and you're not really sure what happened. But right now, I like to listen to it a lot and watch the performance a lot because I think there are a lot of things that you could unpack from the lyrics, even from the English translated lyrics, even from the English translation lyrics. I feel like I try to connect it, try to analyze the situations of the song. And since it is a theatrical performance, for me, it's really open to interpretations. Like you can interpret however you feel about it, and I hope they don't really drastically change the performance because I do think it's already good as it is. Right now, let's talk about my analysis. For me, at least, there are three things that I can talk to you about the songs, the message of the songs. The first one, when the lyrics mentions Meghan Markle, I think on English translation it is say about how Meghan Markle has really a great hair and stuff like that, right? For me, I think it is talking about our obsessions with celebrities. Not necessarily just celebrities, but the beauty standard in general. Like we really obsess with famous people. We really obsessed with many popular people, not necessarily just an artist, but also a public figure. Let's say we kind of have this kind of obsessions to them, like about how they look, how their appearance, and all of that. And then it created in our mind that will be the perfect figure when you are living. Then it on the second part, after we're talking about that obsessions, Probably it also creates in our mind our insecurities in regards of how we look, especially when there are a lot of things that you can say from our body. You could look, they look a certain way. You really look healthy, and it makes us insecure about our own body. What if we actually have sickness that we don't really know about, and people can already figure it out based on our appearance, like it's kind of connected from our obsessions, and then talking about our appearance, and then connected to health, right? And the second part, when talking about, I think, and the second part of the song, I think it talks about healthcare systems. Like, in general, for me, I think it's about not everybody has an access to universal healthcare. At least that's what I'm thinking about after reading the translations lyrics carefully. I try to make sense out of it. Let's say it's talking about a certain people, a certain group, or many people in the communities. They don't really have access to healthcare. How do I say this? I think the simple thing is, like, if we're getting sick without necessarily having an insurance or healthcare, we're just going to pray to God that we are going to be healthy, because many people believe that being healthy is a gift from God. So let's just pray to God that to keep us healthy. I think that's what I get from the second part of the performance. Like, I cannot believe, like, it's only 3 minutes, but there are probably a lot of things that you could unpack or try to analyzing. I think the third part of the song, it's talking about mental health. I think in general, many people don't really talk about their mental health, or they feel scared to check it out. And yeah, like there are a lot of cases where we thought that someone is really healthy, they live really happy. We look at them that being successful, maybe let's a lot of stuff coming from that person, but we don't necessarily know the inside of that person, or even ourselves. Maybe we look happy to someone else, but inside we know that we are broken. I think that is one of the things that she tried to point out. I believe, at least in my analysis, or that's what I believe. And I think, and after that, like after all of the issues that we find, right? And what should we do? Like it's pretty much talking about how our society, let's say, don't necessarily we're not prioritizing things that should be our priority. Let's say that's what I get from the song. It's technical. So it's like criticizing a social issue, or maybe the government. I don't really know, because I don't really know the situations in Serbia or whatsoever. But I feel like this is like a social commentary, and there are many symbols that I could try to interpret. For instance, while washing the hands, I think it's, I don't know. I feel like it is talking about kind of irony. I think it is the irony of the songs. It is depicted, for me at least, the uniform that she uses. It's technically trying to picture as a healthcare workers, right? And healthcare workers, they are capable of taking care of people, but they cannot really do it because of the systems that they've been stuck. They need to follow the systems. So in the end, even though they know how to take care of these sick people, they can only just ignore it. I think that's the reasoning behind washing the hands. Like something wrong, but you're not necessarily cannot do anything about it, so you just ignore it. I think that's the end of my analysis. The reasons why I try to give this analysis, because I don't want to react to songs that I already see it before, because I don't want to come off as not genuine, let's say. So yeah, but I really love the performance. I really love Konstrakta performance. I think it's different, and it's just that is one of the things that I always wait when it comes to Eurovision. This unique performance. There are things that I'm worried though, because not many people try to analyze it as much as possible. I'm just afraid that it will Portugal in 2019. Telemova. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it could be successful as Goa Sham last year. but I'm rooting for her. I really do. I like the performance, because for me it's just not necessarily a music performance, but it is theatrical. So it's absolutely has a meaning behind it. And yeah, that's what I think. What do you think? Do you like it? I personally like it. And yeah, who do you guys want me to talk about more? I mean, I already have plan who I want to talk about after this. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Until then, have a great day and be kind to one another, because we live in crazy time right now.